Hello everyone, this is Nishtha from Nish Online Interior Design, Paint Color Consultation and Home Decor Content Writing. So today I'm going to be talking about something pretty much quite in trend. So whether you're looking for a paint color for your kitchen cabinets or your exterior walls or your bedroom walls, you are in a way searching for these particular paint colors. Well, today I'm going to be talking about 12 best Benjamin Moore neutral paint colors that will never ever get out of style. They are timeless, they are versatile and will always remain in trend. Well, that is the ultimate beauty of these neutral paint colors. Whether you use them on your kitchen cabinets or your bedroom walls, the utmost neutral undertones make them feel just so sophisticated and just so classic that you'll absolutely would love to use them in any corner of your home. So if you're not very experimental with brighter and bolder and saturated paint colors, and if you would rather choose a neutral color scheme for your home, then today's video is all you need, because I'm going to be talking about these popular and best Benjamin Moore neutral paint colors that also prove to be a no-fail solution. So let's get started. So the first paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore White Dove. Benjamin Moore White Dove is one of my favorite neutral paint colors that define the utmost sophistication and calmness. White Dove is also one of my top picks for classic white paint colors that will never go out of style. This is a soft and muted creamy white paint color that does not showcase any yellow undertones. Now, Benjamin Moore White Dove has an LRV of 83.16, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale and yet not too clean, stark and bright. So if you're looking for a softer warm white color that feels no fail solution and can easily pair with a variety of your hardware finishes or your metallic tints, then White Dove is definitely something to have an eye on. I mean, it definitely lacks the yellow undertone, so that way also you feel you have the best of both worlds. But only I would recommend that if you have White Dove on your walls, then paint your ceilings, trims and moldings also in White Dove to avoid any color variation out there. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore White Dove color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Baloa Mist. Benjamin Moore Baloa Mist is a pale grey paint color with the slightest hint of warmth. This timeless neutral paint color falls on the top end of the scale and definitely lacks the green or yellow undertones. So all in all, this Benjamin Moore neutral paint color can be used with endless color palettes and design styles. Now, Benjamin Moore Baloa Mist has an LRV of 65.53, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. So if you're not looking for an off-white paint color and would rather prefer a taupe or a greige color which has some depth to it, then Baloa Mist is quite a classic neutral that you can use in a specific bedroom or even as a whole house color scheme. Now this paint color has just a wink of violet undertone, so especially if you don't prefer very warm tone greige paint colors and if you have a cooler tone vibe, slightly cooler tone vibe, or if you have a neutral or a slightly cooler tone flooring in your home, then Baloa Mist is definitely something to have an eye on. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Baloa Mist color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Gray. Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Gray is a pretty warm neutral paint color that offer the perfect balance between the beige and grey end of the scale. Yes, this warm neutral paint color can readily work for transitional homes without looking very monotonous. Now, Edgecomb Gray has an LRV of 63.09, which means that it falls on the medium to lighter end of the scale. It can be used as a whole house color scheme, and the perfect amount of warmth is in this paint color can work beautifully in your warmer tone color palettes with warmer tone hardware fixtures and metallic tints out there. So Edgecomb Gray is definitely a no-fail solution, and another reason why I absolutely love this paint color is that it simply lacks any green or yellow undertones. So you're pretty good there if you're looking for a greige paint color which is quite neutral, classic and sophisticated. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Gray color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Revier Puter. Now Benjamin Moore Revier Puter is a classic greige neutral paint color that has the perfect balance between warm and cool. With the most subtle undertones, you can never go wrong with Revier Puter. Now Benjamin Moore Revier Puter has an LRV of 55.05, which means that it falls on the medium end of the scale. I personally love the look of Revier Puter on the kitchen cabinets as well as the trims and door, especially if you have white dove or even Sherwin-Williams alabaster on the walls, ceilings and trims. So this transitional look will definitely define the luxe in your home and create your home more harmonious, sophisticated and calming. So Revier Puter must definitely be used on your cabinets, your vanity. Let's say if you have a larger master bedroom with ample incoming natural light, you still can experiment with Revier Puter on painting all the walls. If you don't want to go with something this dark and you want to choose something lighter, then you can go with pale oak, Baloa Mist or even Edgecomb Gray. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Revier Puter color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Hale Navy. Now we've already talked about whites and greiges and beiges. Let's get started with the blues out here. Benjamin Moore Hale Navy is a sophisticated navy blue paint color that has a perfect depth and a grey undertone to make it feel muted and subdued. This Benjamin Moore neutral blue paint color has an LRV of 8.36, hence falling on the dark spectrum of the scale. Well, this inky navy blue paint color can make a beautiful accent on the front door, your kitchen cabinets, your mudroom and foyer cabinets, as well as your master bedroom's accent wall or a couple of accents here and there. Now, this paint color falls on the neutral end of the scale with an only reason that it has a grey base to it. So it's not a saturated or very bold navy blue paint color, but it's rather a muted navy blue paint color which has a slate grey or a smoky grey undertone to make it feel muted and subdued altogether. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Hale Navy color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Kendall Charcoal. Benjamin Moore Kendall Charcoal is a dark, rich and moody neutral paint color with a deep earthy undertone. This dark neutral paint color by Benjamin Moore has a brownish grey base appeal to work tremendously well in your warm tone color palettes. Now with an LRV of 14.61, we know that Kendall Charcoal is not a saturated charcoal grey paint color or a black paint color. I would say it's rather a charcoal grey paint color with deep, warm, earthy brown undertones. So especially if you prefer a cottagecore interior design style or modern organic homes or transitional homes that have a earthy and an organic feel to it, whether you like things boho or transitional, Kendall Charcoal can simply work amazing. You can pair this paint color with your satin brass knobs, hardware fixtures, and don't forget to use this color as an accent because it looks simply wonderful on your built-in shelves in the living room or even your cabinets in the home office. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Kendall Charcoal color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Palladian Blue. Benjamin Moore Palladian Blue is a calm, soft and soothing blue-green paint color that can work effortlessly in a home. This breezy neutral paint color has a blend of grey to make the color feel quite muted and not so bright. Now Benjamin Moore Palladian Blue has an LRV of 60.04. That means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. So if you're looking for a classic blue-green paint color that feels quite neutral and not too stark or saturated, then Palladian Blue is definitely something to have an eye on. It's a great recommendation for your coastal homes and beach houses, and you can definitely pair this paint color with chantilly lace on the ceilings, trims and moldings. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Palladian Blue color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Grey Owl. So if you're looking for a light grey neutral that has a slightly cooler approach, look no further than Benjamin Moore Grey Owl. This light neutral isn't icy or too cold and rather has a touch of warmth to make it feel cohesive and subdued. Now, I would say that Grey Owl is not an icy or frosty cold grey paint color, but it's like a neutral grey paint color with just a wink of warmth to it. So, this is one reason why I can definitely go with Grey Owl in warm as well as your cool tone color palettes as well. Now, with an LRV of 64.51, we know that this paint color falls on the lighter end of the scale and it can be paired with exposed brick or natural stone finishes out there. Now, you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Grey Owl color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now, the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Raw Tiren. So, whenever I have to choose a black paint color or a softer black or a dark charcoal grey paint color for a home, I definitely go with Benjamin Moore Raw Tiren. It's one of my absolute favorite softer black colors that don't feel very dark and saturated and can offer the best of all worlds. So, this muted black isn't bright saturated and almost lacks any undertones. With just a touch of blue, this paint color can be used in both warm as well as cool tone color palettes. This is the best Benjamin Moore neutral paint color that has the potential to make your space feel clean, modern and contemporary. With an LRV of 8.16, we definitely know that it's not a jet black paint color. Now, you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Raw Tiren color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now, the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Calm. Now, Benjamin Moore Calm is my go-to off-white paint color if I like to have a wink of pink or a violet undertone. Even in cooler tone homes, I love to recommend Benjamin Moore Calm because it's just a very soothing, neutral paint color that definitely offers the best of both worlds. It's not too warm, not too cold, and the subtle grey and violet undertones make it feel just so refreshing and beautiful. Now, Benjamin Moore Calm is a soft and soothing off-white paint color that feels feathery and soothing. This Benjamin Moore white is a great way to introduce timelessness in your home. So, if you would like to have the slightest contrast between your walls, ceilings and trims, then go with Calm on the walls. You can even use this paint color as a whole house color scheme. Since it has an LRV of 75.83, we know that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Calm color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now, the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Smoke. Benjamin Moore Smoke is a soft and calming blue-grey paint color with the slightest hint of a green undertone. This versatile blue-grey paint color can work beautifully on the kitchen cabinets, mudroom cabinets, bathroom vanity, exterior shutters and front doors. Now, Benjamin Moore Smoke has an LRV of 56.39, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. It looks lovely on the cabinets, and especially for coastal homes, beach houses, nautical homes, modern farmhouse homes, coastal farmhouse homes, your Scandinavian homes. Mainly, you name every interior design style and smoke can fit in somehow very well. Now, you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Smoke color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now, the last color on my list is Benjamin Moore Van Dusen Blue. So, if you have a modern interior design style or traditional, Van Dusen Blue should work beautifully. This isn't too dark or deep like BM Hale Navy and has a considerable depth to make an accent on the kitchen cabinets, vanity and even on exteriors. Especially if you're looking to create a bold and moody appeal, this neutral blue Benjamin Moore paint color can simply do wonders. Now, Van Dusen Blue has an LRV of 11.97, which means that it falls on the darker end of the scale. It looks beautiful with your satin brass hardware fixtures or even your walnut, mahogany or white oak hardwood fixtures. At the same time, this paint color can make a dramatic appeal, and since it's saturated, you can use this paint color for your eclectic and modern Victorian homes as well. Pair this paint color with chantilly lace on the ceilings, trims and molding. Now, you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Van Dusen color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Well, it was very difficult for me to pick the top 12 Benjamin Moore neutral paint colors. Let me tell you, apart from these, there are quite a few other neutral paint colors as well that I absolutely adore and admire. I mean, I personally love the look of Benjamin Moore Pale Oak. I personally love the feel of Simply White, even Dove Wing, Ballet White, particularly in the white color category. Now moving ahead, I love Silver Marlin as a blue-green paint color. I also prefer the look of Benjamin Moore Pashmina and Stone Hearth when it comes to painting with a warm beige paint color or a neutral paint color, and the list goes on and on. So if you have any questions regarding these paint colors, or if you want to come up with more ideas, you can definitely drop your comment in the comment box below and I will definitely get back to you. Lastly, don't forget to check out my website at www.nishthasadhana.com and my Etsy shop, which has tons and tons of pre-packaged color palettes out there. I have color palettes based on kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanity, exteriors, interiors and much more. Lastly, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I'm coming up with these color related and interior design related videos every Monday. I'll see you all guys next week. Bye.